with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, it brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Tuesday, wherever you are. I hope that you've had a lovely start to it, and of course, wishing you the very best for the rest of it. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Story Time. And yes, Story Time is here, and hopefully, it is that boost that you need for the day as a book. A way to start the day is with a great book, right? A great story. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time today. Please let us know where you're joining in from, and if anybody else is joining in with you, let us know so we can say hi to them as well. Thank you indeed for joining us here today on Storytime Over the Moon. And yeah, if you happen to look up into the sky yesterday, I'm assuming that would be the northern hemisphere, right? Like the moon was out. It was just so beautiful. So bright too the last 2 evenings, and even this morning actually, and I was leaving, coming over here to the studio, just beautiful, bright out too. So yeah, if you get a chance, look up tonight. Over the Moon. This one is coming to us from James PROIMOS and illustrations by ZOEY ABBOTT. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you're ready. And of course, we are reading this one with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining us today. Coming to you live from Moraga, California. Thank you indeed for being here with us today on Storytime. And yeah, cannot wait to share this story, bringing it back after a while. And I think it is one of those yeah, just a powerful story, and part of an excerpt from the synopsis just says this is a gently humorous story that shows that families come in many forms, and that love is about both holding on and letting go. And yeah, a powerful one indeed. I think it will definitely resonate with most parents out there today, if not all parents out there. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. And yeah, please stay tuned. Come back, grab what you need. Go, get your hot chocolate, get your tea, whatever it is that you're having this morning, your snack, fruit, and come on back and enjoy the story that we have for you today. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. I'll see you after this very short break. Thank you indeed for being here with us today.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Chang, co-author of Bobo Loves Dumplings, Bobo's Colorful Chinese New Year, and Night Market Rescue. And this is Storytime with Mr. Limata.
Yes, indeed. This is Storytime. Welcome back. Thank you, Charlotte Chang, author and creator of many wonderful books, of course, including Night Market Rescue, which we featured here on Storytime. Check out that conversation in our archives. And of course, find it at your local library or wherever else that you find books. Over the Moon. This is the full cover coming to us from James PROIMOS and illustrations by ZOEY ABBOTT. And of course, we are reading it with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. And it is one that has Andes, right? There you go. And which do you prefer, this or the sleeve cover? Yeah. I'll leave that one up to you, and you can always pause the video later on and see. Or indeed, if you have the book at home, you can always check that out. I know it's not always possible, especially if you get a book from the library, which has been there where the sleeve has been taped on. Over the Moon, coming to us from James PROIMOS, illustrations by ZOEY ABBOTT. Are you ready? All right, here we go. Just love these end papers too. Over the Moon, written by James PROIMOS, illustrated by ZOEY ABBOTT, and of course, reading this one with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. That was Zulu, my friend out there in Zambia. If you're joining in today, sending you love, my brother. I'll be in touch for sure. Good morning to you, and of course, good morning to the family as well. Or is it afternoon out there in Lusaka? When a baby floats down a river, she doesn't think about her place in the world. She just goes with the flow. Yeah. Yes, indeed. When a baby floats down a river, she doesn't think about her place in the world. She just goes with the flow. Yeah. Sometimes I wish I could be a baby again. Just go with the flow. When two wolves sit on the river's edge, the first wolf thinks about good and evil, light and dark, right and wrong. The second wolf thinks about dinner. Yeah. Good morning, Marietta. How are you doing? And Henry as well. Henry, oh, buddy, I hope you feel better soon. But selfishly, I'm glad you're here. But feel better, okay? Good to see you, bud. When two wolves sit on the river's edge, the first wolf thinks about good and evil, light and dark, right and wrong. Yeah. The second wolf thinks about dinner. Skip that one over. When two wolves spot a baby floating down the river, they agree it would be a good idea to scoop her up and take her home. And so they do. Oh, good thing they were there, right? Yeah. When the two wolves get the baby home, they are both over the moon with joy. The first wolf says, "We will nourish her and teach her about good and evil, dark and light, right and wrong." The second wolf says, "Wait a second, I was planning on eating her." Oh no. No. When the wolves get the baby home, they are both over the moon with joy. The first one says, "We will nourish her and teach her about good and evil, dark and light, right and wrong." The second wolf says, "Well, I was planning on eating her." Oh, goodness. But the wolves do teach her well. Yes, but the wolves do teach her well. And the baby grows into a young girl. Oh. When the first wolf says, "I love you, child," the second wolf says, "I must admit, you make a better girl than you would have made a meal." Ah, sweet. The girl is happy. Yeah. Isn't that what we want for every child? Happy home, a happy family, people around them that love them. Yeah. The days pass and the girl grows stronger and wiser. Yeah. The days pass and the girl grows stronger and wiser. Yeah. The first wolf says, "Time moves too fast." The second wolf says, "I am afraid she will leave us one day." Oh, that was the whole point of nourishing her and teaching her about good and evil, dark and light, right and wrong, says the first wolf. Mm. Oh, straight from my heart. The first wolf says, "Time moves too fast." The second wolf says, "I'm afraid she will leave us one day." That was the whole point of nourishing her and teaching her about good and evil, dark and light, right and wrong, says the first wolf. One day, when the girl goes out to pick berries for dinner, she sees something she has never seen before. She runs home. She does not even know why. What did she see? Who was there? What do you think? Yeah. Oh my. When night falls, the girl can't stop thinking about what she saw. The world is upside down. She is not the girl she was before. What do you think you saw? Who did you see? What did you see? Yeah. When night falls, the girl can't stop thinking about what she saw. The world is upside down. She is not the girl she was before. Wow. The girl goes back to the spot again and again and again. Who's there? Who's that? Yeah. The girl gets back to the spot again and again and again. And who's there? Who's that? When the girl tells the wolves it is time for her to go, the first wolf says, "That is why we nourished you and taught you about good and evil, light and dark, and right and wrong." The second wolf tries hard not to, but she sheds a tear. Oh. Yeah. Suddenly, the ground feels like a river, and the current takes her to the building. Oh. Yeah. Suddenly, the ground feels like a river, and the current takes her to the building and to an open door. Whoa. That's a whole new world in there. Yeah. Now the girl and the wolves will spend their days apart. Now the girl and the wolves will spend their days apart. Yeah. But when each day ends, the wolves will be there to scoop the girl into their arms and take her home. Yes, now the girl and the wolves will spend their days apart. But when each day ends, the wolves will be there to scoop the girl into their arms and take her home. Yeah. As they did from the river so very long ago. Yes, and that is the end of our story. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. I know it is one that definitely tugs on the heart. I love it. This one coming to us from James PROIMOS, and of course illustrations, familiar illustrations of ZOEY ABBOTT. And we were reading this one with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Thank you so much for joining in. I'll be right back after this short break. Thank you so much for joining in. Good to see you all here with us today on Storytime.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amanda with Amanda Weltman Photography. I'm a photographer and printmaker based in the Pacific Northwest, and I believe that your face deserves wall space. Enjoy today's story time with my favorite storyteller, Mr. Limata.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us here. Over the Moon. I have so much to share about this book, but also a big thank you indeed to Amanda Waltman Photography out there in Seattle, Washington. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. And yes, make memories, pictures, time spent together, however you do that. It is so important. And just like the book was saying, right? Time flies. Time flies. I'm sure parents, you can relate out there. Time flies very soon. Kids are grown, but hopefully the memories we've built and those connections, that everything that we've built keeps us together. And of course, too, as the young ones go and explore the world, we hope that it is like this. At the end of the day, they come back straight into your arms and keep those family ties going. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Book indeed, the one for sure. Just the thought, kids growing up and spending time, and I thinking about my own time that I got to spend with my mom is just like precious. Can't take away those memories. And unfortunately she was taken, really way too young, but the time we spent together, those memories are definitely something that keep me going. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Marietta, you say so good. Well, it is indeed. I agree with you. I couldn't agree more with you. Thank you so much for joining us. Henry, thank you for being here, sending you the biggest of hugs and wishing you a quick recovery, buddy. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. And Ten Chin, oh my goodness, tonight you never. I have not seen you in a minute. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining in. Good to see you. I hope that everybody is well out there in LA, right? Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Please give my love to the family. Thank you for joining us here today on Storytime. Yes, indeed. Oh my goodness. Good to see you. Yes, have a great day too. And thank you for joining us here today on Storytime. Yeah, good to see you. It's always good to see those familiar faces. Yes, the day ones, right? Good to see you here today on Storytime. Appreciate you. It's been a minute. Good morning to you, Sharon Lungo, and of course, Soraya. How are you doing today? Thank you for joining us here today on Storytime. Good to see you here with us, and I hope that you are doing well. It's been a minute. Hopefully, see you soon. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you to everybody that was joining in today. Henry, Marietta, tonight, Janeva and family, and of course Soraya and Sharon. Good to see you, and everybody else that is here with us and has not sent in a message. We appreciate you. We know you're here, and we send you love. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Please make a date again. See what we have for you tomorrow. A Treasure of Measures, one of the sweetest books that I came across last year, and cannot praise it enough and cannot wait to share it again here on Storytime. So please make it come and join us and enjoy this wonderful book from Mike Downs and Joy Wang Ruiz, and of course Chronicle Books of San Francisco. This has been Storytime for today. This has been Storytime on this beautiful Tuesday morning. My hair is acting all wild right now. Sorry about that, but it's been Storytime. It's beautiful. Thank you for helping be a part, for helping create this space, for being a part of this wonderful community. Appreciate you and sending you the biggest of hugs. Build memories, spend time together. Yes, indeed. And it's priceless. It is absolutely priceless. This has been Storytime. Thank you for joining in. I'll see you again when we're back tomorrow with more Storytime. Much love. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. Stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Read me all of the stories. Read me all of the stories. Some with people who look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of the stories. Read me all of the stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Ooh. Story time. Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely. Won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to hear it. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely. Won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to hear it.